Stars above. Could time move any slower? I'm so bored. I'm talking to the Tetons again. I'll have to convince Briora to let me get a different music crystal. I can only hear the same bards over and over so many times before I shatter it. One more hour, and I'm free. Free to finally taste that honey blossom mead at the Silver Antler. Chilled in starlight and served in crystal goblets. You'd think the universe would reward faithful workers with early release, but no. Oh, welcome. Please, come in out of the rain. You don't know how pleased I am to see you. No, we haven't met before, but I've been deprived of company for nearly 3 hours thanks to this downpour. And, well, I'm the type of elf who thrives on interaction. Where are my manners? I am a Liathane, humble purveyor of teas, charms, and occasional bitter moods. But you can call me Lie, like everyone else. You must be new around here. I would definitely remember someone as delightful to the eyes as yourself. Here, allow me to take that dripping coat of yours and hang it right here to dry up a bit while you browse. Very good. What can I tempt you with today? These shelves hold everything from the simple to the sublime. A sip of serenity? A cup of courage? Or perhaps something bold and mysterious, like yourself? Not quite sure? Well then, here, allow me to guide you through a bouquet of blends. Let's start you off easy with perhaps a green tea. Light and fresh, like sunlight through dewdrops, but will slowly infuse you with energy the longer you drink it. Wonderful for mornings, whether you need to chase away drowsiness before a spell exam, a long day as a homemaker, or a long commute to work. I see. Not a fan of the green. All right. Very well. Why don't you tell me, from your own lips, what kind of flavors you usually enjoy? Now listen, you dashing man, you. I've heard that plenty enough to disbelieve it. Every customer swears they're just browsing, but then leave with a full brewing kit and 3 months' worth of tea. Just the charm of this place. And this elf. So, let's try this again. What might you be after, flavor and effect-wise? Earthy and grounding? Sweet and floral? Something bright that dances on the tongue? Or something dark that clings to it? Do you need more calm in your life? Or more adventure? shades and flavours of all can I offer you at Bramble Brew. I see. Well, between you and me, Dashing, I suspect you require something with depth, with confidence, with an almost hidden sweetness. Have I hit close to the mark? All right. I can work with that. Might I suggest Shadow Leaf? It is a black tea, bold, malty, almost smoky, pairs beautifully with quiet evenings and guilty pleasures. The sort of tea you drink while writing confessions you'll never send, or while pretending you're above it all, when really you're just hoping your special someone will notice you. I hope that didn't sound too forward. I've been told I've a bad habit of flirting before I think. It's difficult with customers as enrapturing as yourself. You'd think centuries of life would have taught me restraint, but apparently that lesson's still steeping. I haven't heard a pity laugh that precious in so long, Dashing. It looks like you have bright undertones through all that mysterious brooding. How about I give you a quick overview of our most popular teas, and then get more specific from there? Yes? All right. Going down the line of tins here, I'll just pop the lid off each and let you have a little inhale. Don't worry, the air is enchanted by yours truly. Keeps one's nose from being fatigued. You'll be able to hone in on the scent of each and every tea in this shop, if that's what you wish. Starting off, we have Feylight Elixir. It's a white tea with elderberry and the faint shimmer of crystallized dew. It's said to make one's eyes shine brighter and hearts lighter. A sip feels like dawn peeking through the trees. A bit mild for sure. This next one, though, Lunar Serenade. Silverleaf kissed with lavender and drops of honey distilled from moonlight. This one's gentle, like words you only mean to say once. If you close your eyes, it hums softly, as though remembering childhood lullabies. Now, I know you said you didn't care for green, but give this a try. Mossvale Mint. It's a green tea with mint and crushed juniper needles, wrapped up in a wisp of forest mist. Soft and steady, a cup that clears the mind and cools the spirit. Much like rain through the pines. Ah, yes. With how much it's been raining and storming today, I don't suppose that is very appealing at the moment. But If you're looking for something to warm you up and make you feel all cozy, might I suggest Hollow Root Hearth? It has toasted chicory, nutmeg, and a bit of cinnamon and sweet shrooms. A hearth in a cup, the tagline says. The perfect drink after a long walk through rain-soaked woods, as you've done. Or perhaps even more perfect than that would be ash fern and embers, black tea base with roasted oak bark, dried fern, and ember flower pods. It has such an alluringly rich, warm aroma. Reminds one of cushy old armchairs and the parchment smell of a favourite book by the firelight's glow. Thistlethorn, a dark bramble tea with blood orange zest and a dash of forbidden spice. A sharp tea for sharp hearts. Bold, spiced, and unforgettable. It lingers long after the cup is empty. Hillhaven Pine, a forest green tea with pine tips, crushed sage, and wild honey. It tastes like a secret kept by the woods, grounding, a little wild. The forest itself seems to breathe with every sip. Similarly, this tea here, Whispering Willow, seems to embody the very heart of a calming glade in summer. It's a lovely little blend from the eastern marshes. Yellow leaf tea with sweet bee pollen and oak. Has a bright golden shimmer when brewed. It's said to help with focus, calm, and forgiveness. I drink it sometimes when I'm about to clock in for the day and see my boss with her list of daily tasks. She often forgets that people aren't kettles. You can't just apply pressure and expect exquisite flavour without bitterness. So, to deal with all that pressure, I take a sip of Whispering Willow and meditate for a moment each morning. It helps remind me that frustration and impatience are just energies to be repurposed, rather than channeled into biting words. It can be difficult, though. Along the same lines, for a similar calming and regulating effect, we have Dreamer's Pillow. It is a chamomile tea blended with moon mint and red root herb. It helps lull even the most restless minds to sleep with a flavour that's like being wrapped in a fluffy quilt and tucked into a bed made of clouds. It's been a staple of my nighttime routine for years now. I can attest to its resting powers. Oh, why do I need to drink Dreamer's Pillow? Now, stranger. I know I've crossed a personal boundary or two since you've come in. Flirting is my lifeblood, but, asking about my sleep anxieties, that's a bit impolite, don't you think? Ah, you don't struggle with sleep issues. Well, aren't you just the god's favourite? With a face like that, of course, I already suspected, but no insomnia either? Now I know it to be true. But you must have daily stresses, like the rest of the living world. So, why not consider a classic, lavender teas? We have several varieties, but as you already boast a perfectly healthy sleep cycle, I'll draw your attention to this middle one here. Unlike the others, this one doesn't contain properties meant to help you sleep. Instead, Lavender Glade is a blend of lavender, citrus, a touch of pine, and a heaping dose of vanilla bean. It's the perfect midday drink when you need to just take a moment to breathe and let your mind be soothed by something pleasant, but not abruptly sweet or distracting. It has a very mellowing effect. I see a spark of interest in those eyes. Speaking of sparks, this here is our signature fire petal chai. It's heavy with spices, sweet and earthy, with a sprinkling of crushed fire petals. Personally, to give it an even bigger kick, I mix powdered sunrose, ember pods, and a dash of cinnamon root. It's your best friend if you pull a lot of all-nighters. Oh yes, Dashing. I quite often am made to work night hours too. What kind of work? Mostly enchantments, both related and unrelated to this shop and its merchandise. But there's so much more. Anything and everything that is required of me. Too many tasks to prattle off. Which is why I down so much fire petal chai tea to get through night work. And Dreamer's Pillow for the few hours I do get on those nights. I forgot to mention that it doesn't just calm the nerves, it gives you soft, gentle dreams. Ones where the world feels kinder. I apologize. Most customers don't listen so closely to what I say. They nod. Very often they flirt back or casually assault me with praise. But they never really ask me about myself. Yes, it is rough work, but the days are the most pleasant, being surrounded by the tea leaves, my driving force, my greatest passion. The rest of the time, it's whatever my master orders me to do. She's a merchant with a broad range of businesses, so while I look after this shop, there's infinitely more she has me do for her other ventures. Oh, did I say master? I slipped up. I'm supposed to just call her my boss. I should get back to showing you the tea. Come now. You're giving off such warm and concerned energy right now, combined with a face that's kind enough to make a man spill his greatest secrets. It's a dangerous set of traits, Dashing. If you really care to know that much, I'm her indentured servant, binding magical contract and all. I must obey her until my 10 years of labour have passed. My dear employer showed herself to be a much more demanding person than I'd ever thought possible. I knew when I signed up for this that the journey would be demanding, but I never imagined. Perhaps you would like this one. Night Whisper, a rich red tea with elderflower, star anise, and a touch of smoked vanilla bean. Best shared under the full moon. 1 cup to keep you warm, 2 to make you brave enough to defy the shadows on a midnight adventure into an unknown forest. Dashing, why do I get the sense that you're far more interested in me right now than my wares? Don't get me wrong. I know I'm as tempting as a fresh spring to a thirsty man, but your interest seems far more focused and intentional than most customers who crush on my face as well as my tea leaves. What? Oh my. What a coincidence. You used to listen to me perform with my family. Ah, yes. If you were familiar with my previous life, then I could see why you'd be interested in how I ended up here. I thought I'd travelled far enough away that everyone would lose trace of me. Is fate kind or cruel to have brought you my way all these years later? I am sorry to say I don't recognize you. We played for so many crowds in my younger years, so many performances, so little income for the talent that was infused into me by blood and by training. You must have witnessed our downfall as the debts grew and fewer of my siblings stepped onto the stages. We each had to find our own way, or starve for the sake of a dying dream. It was necessary, but so sad. I loved playing music with my family. I loved the attention and praise that came with performing. Who wouldn't? I tried to go solo for a while, after it all fell apart. I could still play the lute like a dream, but people would rather enjoy ogling the dream rather than tossing a coin into the hat to keep that dream alive. But I've chased a new dream now. After I crawled to Madame Briora in desperation, just for stability and income, I found my true calling. Tea. It sounds so silly, but while she may have indentured me for my magical skill, it was a dormant knack for tea blends that I enjoyed the most. You see, I love mixing teas. Different leaves, spices, cultures. It's like people. Blend them thoughtfully, and you make something richer, warmer. But if you keep them apart, well, everything just goes stale, doesn't it? One tea is never just one flavour, unless you're basic and boring. There's always a multitude of notes in each blend. Just like people. Exactly what I was about to say. You understand. Every person and every tea has a little story. That's why I want my own shop so badly. Not for wealth, not even for freedom really, but to build a place where stories and flavors mix. A kind of alchemy of kindness. The old kingdoms had enough of separation and purity. Elves over here, humans over there, dwarves in the mines, sirens in the reefs. It's nonsense. The world's at its best when it blurs a little around the edges. Like your hair right now, a little tousled from the wind, and yet perfectly imperfect. You probably didn't know you looked that good after pulling off that hood, did you? No, of course you didn't. That's what makes it so much more charming. But enough about my tragic backstory of being the most successful lute player to ever fail into a new endeavor. I'm supposed to be doing my job. I've chatted about nonsense far more than usual. Something about you just draws the truth out of me. But, before you make your final tea selections, let me give you a short tour of our accessories. I beg you, before I fluster myself into silence for how vulnerable you've made me. Thank you, Dashing. Now, no true tea enthusiast can call themselves such without a steeper or tea satchels. Here, we offer the Moonsteel Steeper, hand-forged by a tinker who swore he once kissed a star. It hums while it works, a low, gentle tune, just enough to fill the silence while you wait. Some people find that sound addictive. Others say it whispers compliments if you listen closely. I've never heard one myself, but it's been known to flirt when the lighting's right. And if you prefer an alternative to the steel steeper, we have these reusable satchels made from dryad silk, so when you turn it inside out to clean it, the used leaves will slip right out. No mess at all. And of course, what kind of tea shop would we be without offering tea spoons? We've some wooden ones here, some steel and silver ones, all extra long for optimal stirring capacity. If you're not preparing a jug or a tankard of tea in one go, well, then you're probably a well-balanced being who takes life in moment by moment with individual cups. Oh, okay. You found what you'd like. Very well. Let me help you carry those to the counter. Now then, let's see what you've chosen. 1 tin of shadow leaf, as expected. Thistle thorn, all right. Fire petal chai. My goodness, that's a surprise somehow. All right. You're also buying a steel teaspoon and a Moonsteel Steeper. Excellent taste. 1, 2, 3 tins, teaspoon, and steeper. That'll be 14 silver pieces and 3 copper change. There we are. That's fair trade. No hidden spells, no surprise hexes. I only curse people who skip the tip jar. Joking. I'm joking. Or am I? I'll wrap these up with a little freshness charm. No extra charge. Consider it my thanks for saving me from another hour of boredom. And there we are, all wrapped up and ready to go. And, listen, if you're not busy later, the Silver Antler's running a special on honeymead. I was planning on going alone, but, well, everything tastes better with good company. And you've been very, very good company already. You don't have to say yes, of course. I don't even know if you're local or just passing through. I know it's sudden and you barely know me but for a fleeting interest from long ago, but I think I'd like to get to know you better. Besides, I owe you at least 1 drink for enduring my endless prattling about tea and tea accessories. What do you say? I promise, no sales pitches, just drinks, laughter, and maybe a few memories of days gone by. Also, a warm tavern, with the lanterns casting such a lovely glow on crystal goblets. I can't think of a better place to whisper flirtations into your ears. Excellent. Then, if all goes well and I'm not called back to some warehouse for last-minute spell casting, I'll see you at dusk at the Silver Antler. Do you know where it is? Wonderful. All right, let me help you back into your coat. Must wrap up against the storm until it breaks. There we are. Have a good evening, Dashing.